Bonjour! And in this video, we're covering the impersonal moods in French, the three of them, how to form them, how to use them in a sentence, and of course, the usual, customary
time-honored
exercise right at the end. But note that what you will find in this video will not work for you if your attention wanders during the important bits. However, you probably noticed by now that I strive to make everything as clear as 2 and 2 makes 4. You know, having fun.
Anyway, enough dilly-dallying.
Let's get started. Today we're covering the 3 impersonal modes of the French language. Some grammarians say there's only 2 of them, and you say, you know, there's one in the list here that does not belong to the impersonal moods in French. Well, it is a debatable topic, and we're not going to debate that topic today. Today, we're going to assume that there are indeed 3 different impersonal moods in French, but you'll see it's not that hard. Let's tackle the first one, how to form the infinitive in the present. And the infinitive, as you already know, is an impersonal mood. So that means there's no subject. It is impersonal. So this is why it's pretty easy to conjugate it in forms of the infinitive. ER verbs are ER verbs. Aimer stays aimer in the infinitive because it is the infinitive. IR, IR, RE, IR, stay RE, IR. Group 1, 2, 3, easy. I don't need to expand much more on that topic. Let's learn how to form that infinitive mood in the past. And you just need to add the auxiliary avoir or être in the infinitive with a past participle. Avoir aimé, être rentré. Be careful what auxiliary verb you use, because of course some of them work with avoir, others work with être. It's so much smoother than the other videos because there's nothing to conjugate. How to form the participle in the present tense now. Aimant. You took the stem of the verb, A-I-M, you removed the ending ER, and you added A-N-T. This is how you got aimant, which means loving or liking. According to the context, it's going to translate differently. I don't want to delve in depth as to how we translate that now because we have sample sentences in just a bit. Group 2, you can see that we have the stem to which we added S and S. This is a double S with an ANT. And here we have the 3 examples of how to conjugate the past participle. Okay, notice that this doesn't change. You cannot change that form into a plural form or a feminine form. It's always going to be étant or ayant, which makes it even easier to conjugate and to use. And now let's move on to the third mood of this lesson, the gerund, or le gérondif en français. We're just going to use the present participle that we learned how to form 10 seconds ago, and you add en just in front of it, and that gives you the gerund. So if you can form the present participle, you can form the gerund. It's pretty easy. Of course, you can also form it in the past. And in that case, same principle, you're going to have that same construction with the en, present participle, but it is a different kind here because you have the auxiliary avoir or être followed by the past participle. So the en is that common denominator, then it's going to be the present participle in combination with that en for the present tense of this mood, and in the past is going to change slightly. You're going to have to resort to these auxiliaries, and it is very important to make a difference here because different tenses. And now let's move on to the use. We're going to have simple examples. L'infinitive présent. A robot likes to have time to recharge its batteries. And here what do we have? Un robot aime avoir combines very well. You'll note that this verb combines very well with an infinitive, to love, to like. Un robot aime avoir du temps pour recharger ses batteries. Using 2 verbs in the infinitive here. Avoir, to have, to recharge. Recharger, pretty easy, pretty simple. Infinitive present, but now the past tense of the infinitive mood. What is it? Well, he claims to have been to Mars, and I have a hard time not believing him. Look at the suit. Il prétend être allé sur Mars. He claims to have been to Mars. Et j'ai des difficultés à ne pas le croire. And I have a hard time not believing him. Être allé, to have been. Let's move on to the participle. Meaning well, the suspect tried to smash a crystal vase on the foam statue. Pensant bien faire. Meaning well. Gerund. It looks like it, doesn't it? It looks like a gerund. It is a participle, present participle in particular. Pensant bien faire, le suspect tenta d'écraser un vase en cristal sur la statue en mousse. Something that one wants to do when you're really on edge. And you want to do that on foam statues in particular. Let's move on to the past participle. I believe that so far it shouldn't be too hard or unclear. Having laughed all night, C9ZK78BCDE11134876281100 exclamation point KL woke up with a smile on his face. Ayant rigolé toute la nuit, you'll notice, ayant rigolé, having laughed all night, it's close enough to the English language here, I believe. Avoir, both in the gerund form, or present participle in this case, combined with past participle, rigoler. Toute la nuit, having laughed all night, C9ZK78BCDE 111348762811000 point d'exclamation KL se réveilla, le sourire aux lèvres. Almost there. Now we want to cover how to make the present of the gerund tense in a sentence, By digging a hole in the wall of the library, John discovered a secret passage. En creusant, by digging, en creusant un trou dans le mur de la bibliothèque, John découvrit un passage secret. And you'll notice here that it is what tense is it? Can you identify that tense? Can you say whether it is an imparfait? Is it a passé composé? Probably not. You know that passé composé is a compound tense. I'll give you 2 seconds. What tense is used in this sentence? If you remember, if you follow the lessons, you can come up with an answer. C'est le passé simple, the simple past. Little known nowadays because it tends to disappear from the French language, which tears me apart when I hear it. Really, it does, but it is still here in this sentence. I'm bringing it back. It's not going anywhere. John découvrit un passage secret. And the past of the gerund now. Upon discovering the secret passage, John realized it was time to explore the library from top to bottom. En ayant découvert le passage secret, John réalisa qu'il était temps d'explorer la bibliothèque de fond en comble, from top to bottom, de fond en comble. So a quick summary of the information that we covered today during the lesson. Today, you learned how to form the infinitive. Well, that's not that hard, is it? Au passé, you learned that you just need to use the auxiliary in the infinitive avoir ou être, plus the past participle of a verb. Not too hard either. The present of the participle mood is the stem of the verb, and then you add ant for group 1, ss ant for group 2, ant for group 3 verbs, and then in the past, you have a slightly different conjugation form of the verb avoir and être, which are conjugated in the participle form, present participle, combined with a past participle. Then we learn how to form the gerund, and you combine that by or upon in front of the present participle, en aimant, en finissant, en vendant. And then here you add the en, which translates to by or upon in English, plus this present participle, plus the past participle. It makes for a lot of domino participles, and it works really well. Pretty easy to translate once you know how to translate it. And you've done enough exercise. Doing the exercise takes you one step further. Theory doesn't matter at all. If you cannot use it, it's pointless to acquire or accumulate knowledge that you cannot use, at least in my opinion, in my book. Is it your case? Do you agree with that or no? At any rate, I really suggest that you make the most of your time by completing the exercise right now. Thank you for watching this video. I spoke really fast. I hope that you like when someone speaks fast because I can slow down a lot as well. Just ask for it. And these videos will be very, very
Very slow.
Thanks for watching. See you then.